fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Watch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken.
All right, we're here, Lethal Live. What's going on, guys? Let's do this thing.
Up?
Finally,
Yes.
finally.
Another Friday already.
Very good. It's been a
We had
long
a good
week,
conversation
man.
before this,
Been a
so
real
Well,
long-
we sure did.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Did
man.
we?
Not long enough.
Did we?
Let's just say this:
I
our
don't know what to
friendships
say.
we're getting closer and closer. Right,
We're-
we're bonding much closer than I thought
ever
we would.
before.
Ever
Me and Jake
before.
are getting married. It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
that's.
Yeah.
I guess I'm officiating, and Knight. I don't know, man. We
Well,
got to figure out what
you're
you're doing in this whole
officiating?
thing. I'm officiating. it.
Knight's,
Yeah,
Knight's
the
gonna be the
last
best
one.
man.
I'll be the last
She's gonna
singer.
give a speech. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dear beloved, we are gathered here in the sight of these
could
two
be the
beautiful human
DJ.
beings.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, our loved
Oh,
ones
yeah.
to the stage.
And a little bit later on, Knight's going to introduce us to his theme song, which I previewed last night on my live stream.
Yes,
We'll save that. We can't forget
Yes,
that
that's gonna
night.
be
We got
fun.
to. It's gonna be fun. Yes.
I won't. I got it. Well, hello to everybody that's in the chat. This is going to be a crazy episode. We got Wayne, Denise, Chad, Crystal saying, "Let's do this." So yeah, let's do
Hey.
this. Jen,
Yes.
so many
Make it
others.
happen.
We're going to try to get to you guys' comments, but we might miss a few here and there. Blah. Wow, already off the bat, which horror villain would each of the collective be?
Oh wow.
We might as well start off with that, guys.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's a great question.
It is a good one.
It really is.
All right, Craven, you want to go first?
Oh
What you got?
gosh. Okay, sure. That way I can't be accused of copying anyone. So I'll go first. I love that. Say,
I know, I'm tired of that.
right?
You're tired
All
of that.
You're tired
Oh,
too. Be
man.
quiet, man. Come on, Faith. So-
Be quiet.
Okay, so if you guys could have been on the pre-show, you would understand why we're already in these loony, goofy moods. All right, so
Yeah, man.
I'll go with, this was a really tough one. And Ghostface you would think would be my natural go-to because that's my favorite franchise. But I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to say I would love to be Freddy Krueger because I could get you in your dreams, man. You can't, you know what? You may be able to run from someone. Like Ghostface, you can get in a car, you can drive away, but you can't. You have to sleep. You will fall asleep. I don't care what you do. If you're up for 2 or 3 days, it's going to happen, and I'll get you. So I will eventually get to you. So I'm Freddy Krueger, man. I'm all the way. I'm Craven Krueger, all the way.
Craven Krueger.
That's your new channel
That's
name,
a good
bro.
one.
Dude, maybe I'll start a
Right?
second channel. Craven
That's your.
Krueger.
There you go. That's your second channel. Dude.
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'd just be Pinhead. Then I'm the ruler of everything.
Ah.
You kind of look like Pinhead.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And I got the little spikes right now. It's perfect.
Oh.
That's right.
Wow.
Oh,
Be the high
man.
priest. That's what I'll be.
Man.
That was his name originally. Well, it was
The hell priest.
The high priestess. It was the high priestess. But last I checked, I'm not a girl. So
Whoa. Dude.
I
We're
don't
off
know
the
what to
rails
say, man.
tonight. The
Jake,
Lethal Collective chat is
we're not
just
even-
going nuts.
We're way.
It hasn't been
off.
5 minutes yet. It hasn't been 5
It
minutes.
has
We're
not
already
been.
way off. We're off the rails, man.
So
Wow.
let's give it
I'm
another
gonna
20
take-
seconds.
I'm good.
I want to keep it on the track, but I kind of want to skew off a little bit again. I kind of
Let's
want to
go.
be Chucky because there's so many good reasons to be Chucky. I don't think it would get boring to be a doll just sitting in a room and at any point you could kill somebody and totally get away with it. Like, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that. Chucky got laid too. There you go. And he's a doll.
I mean-
There's questions. There's questions I want to know with what Chucky's downstairs mix-up is. What's going on with
Wow,
that?
man.
And that Bride of Chucky answers that
Wow.
question. So all of my
Wow.
all of the negatives we've solved. So Knight.
Wow.
Holy
And I have to
shit.
say, Jake,
All
hang
right.
on, Jake. I have to say, not in a negative manner or anything, but
Yeah.
you have a little bit of that Chucky look. It's the hair. And it's the way you do the hair.
Oh.
It's not a slam. I'm not putting you down. I'm serious. I'm just saying, like, that Chucky has the hair, and it just you got that. You would pull it
The
off. That's all I'm
hair.
saying, dude. You can pull it off, man.
Jake's also like a Ken doll down there.
Damn.
Bro.
I wish I was, man. I wish I was.
This is sanity.
Just so everyone
I'm
knows,
sorry,
this is
Fred.
X-rated
Wayne's-
today.
Look at this. Wayne had figured out. He's saying Craven Leatherface, Knight Jason, Fate Ghostface, Stu underneath the mask because he needs to join the stooge.
Yes.
Jake Michael, he loves hospitals. That actually, I do like that idea. Michael does love hospitals, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Hey man, I'll go with Jason. I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah.
Amazing. Bam.
Hey, listen, I gotta say that's a great choice. But and Jake put out I watched this video. I think it was this morning or yesterday. One of your recent Scream videos, and you were talking about hospitals again.
Yeah,
and it came up. And I'm
I
like,
was.
oh,
Yeah.
this is so epic. And
Hospitals,
Jake
man.
got on his soapbox about ranting about hospitals and horror movies. And I just like I just responded in the comments and the hashtag Jake loves hospitals, and I just left it at that. And dude, let me ask you something, man. In Red Right Hand sequel, will we see a hospital? Have you got permits? Are we
No.
going to see a hospital?
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on, man.
There's not going to be any damn
Wow.
hospitals in my movie.
How about a cameo? Like drive by a hospital, like let's see it, like just something.
To drive by a hospital. Hey, look, as he's
Yes.
just driving by a hospital, like the camera will zoom in and then come back out
Yeah.
and won't say anything else. Just
No.
It'll
that
have
little
nothing to do
thing,
with the
right?
story at all.
Nothing at
It's
all.
just one long
Right.
shot on a hospital at one point.
A
Yeah.
cameo, bro. Do it. You gotta put it
Cameo.
in there.
A
Seriously.
hospital
Oh my
cameo.
God.
Yes.
That'd be epic. It'd be so
would.
epic.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
Happy
awesome.
birthday.
Hey, happy
Happy
early
birthday,
birthday,
Austin.
Austin.
Hey, happy birthday,
Hey, man.
man. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. No,
Happy
that's not
birthday.
awesome. It's Austin. Ah.
wow. You're on a roll,
Sorry.
man.
Gotta be more
that
creative,
momentum.
Barney.
No. Hey, listen. I have more dad jokes than I could walk
Barney
you off this
Stinson.
channel.
Wait
Oh, it's
for
all
it.
good. It's all good. I have no problem with it.
But anyway, so
Fuck,
I've been thinking,
Anyway.
I've been thinking a lot lately. It's tax season. Everyone's getting ready to get their taxes and stuff. And, I'm sure there's many people that need to know, like, what do I do with my tax money? Well, I have a great idea on what you can do with your tax money, and I'll let Jake sort of fill that in.
Oh boy,
Oh, yeah.
there is
Big
something
time.
Wow, that was
exciting you can
cool.
do with your tax money this year. You could donate it to the Red Right Hand Kickstarter page, where we're
Yeah.
making a Scream fan film. And
Yay.
the Lethal Collective is going to be involved as well. If you guys are interested in seeing that, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a Scream movie
Woohoo.
from the killer's perspective. So you're going to know,
Yeah.
just because you're going to know who the killers
Nice.
are right off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean there's not a mystery. There's still a mystery to be had. Something is amiss, and I want to know the answer. You're gonna know the answer. There's at some point in the movie, but not at first, is what I'm trying to get at. Anyways, support the Kickstarter for Red Right Hand if you guys can. We have 30 days to meet the goal, and if we don't get it, we don't get any of the money, and we can't make the project. That would suck. So
Yes.
help us
Yes.
out.
Right?
Absolutely, guys.
I
Yes.
think
Yes.
the link
Absolutely,
is in the
man.
description. Question mark.
Yeah, Knight, were you able to
Yes,
add it to the description?
I was trying, but because we're live, I don't think it's going in yet.
Yeah, it
but I
wouldn't
can
let me
put
do it
in
after.
as
So
soon as we're done.
we'll have it in the description down after this once it's
Yes.
actually posted. Also,
Yes.
I have a community
And
post
also-
on my channel. Jake has one on his channel.
Yep, And I'll have
Mine's
one too.
going up.
directly there.
And
They'll-
Jake,
they'll,
Jake, you can put the link in the chat too.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. I
there you
didn't think
go.
about
that's
that.
true too.
Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
let's
thinking,
do
but-
that.
You can put the
Yeah.
link in the chat, and I'll
You know what?
highlight it.
Give me
Kinda-
1 second.
Yeah,
and
man.
on the
Gold.
fly.
So guys, please show your support. We know you guys love Jake here in the collective. We all do, and show him some love for this project
Yes, very
because it is
proud.
going to be amazing, man. It's going to be a 90-minute, a full feature-length film. And listen, I'm dying to see it already. I didn't even filmed it yet. I'm ready to go, and I'm telling you, it'll be worth your investment. And remember,
Right.
every dollar counts. You know, sometimes you see a goal of like $5,000, and you think, "Oh man, my $10 can't do nothing." That's not even, I'm not even gonna bother. You know, do you know what? It matters. It matters. Every $5
Right.
matters. Every single one matters because it's reaching that goal at the end of the day. As a community, he'll hit it. Jake will hit that goal if we all come together and do what we can.
Right.
You know, if you can do 100, great. If you can do $5, great. If you can do $1,000, great. Whatever, $20, everything counts when you add it all up together as a community. And I think this is an opportunity for us as you guys follow the Lethal Collective. We love you guys, and you're supporting us all the time here on the channel and individually. Let's come together and support our brother in the collective and get this movie made so we can all enjoy it together. That's my request.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Steven. I really appreciate
Totally
that.
agreed.
You bet, man.
You guys will not be
Absolutely, man. I
disappointed.
can't
We have a
wait to
lot
see
of
it.
crazy stuff coming, so yes.
Yes.
Looking forward to it. It's gonna be
Absolutely.
exciting.
Very, very
Oh
cool.
yeah. I just put the thing in the chat too. So
Okay.
Perfect.
And to answer
I'll
Wayne's
highlight
question,
that in 1 second.
to answer Wayne's question, if I'm stoned, no, I'm completely stone cold sober.
Nice.
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 Stone
But
cold
thanks for
sober.
inquiring. I appreciate your
Primary.
concern for my well-being.
He's
but,
high on life.
High on
I am
life.
high on the collective. I'm high on life. I'm high on you guys, man. That's what I'm talking about.
But
And the whole
They-
Chucky thing, I'm not going
You're
to
on
get
a
too
roll,
high on
Steven.
that, but I'm high on all of it.
I can't get off the Chucky thing now.
Oh,
I guess
man.
I
No.
got it going
I
on.
guess not, man. You're gonna be stuck with that.
I'm
I
dyeing
think
my
so.
hair orange
You're
next
not gonna
week.
let that
so.
one go.
I think it's going to be the
Dude,
Chucky
if you
Memorial
do that,
Hospital.
man. Wow.
Halloween's just around the corner.
Chucky Memorial Hospital.
Chucky Memorial Hospital, man. That's right.
Oh my god.
All
Right?
right, Jake, last thing I got to say
Right?
about this, man. When you do your credit sequence for Red Right Hand, you have to put somewhere in there, thanks to Chucky, or just in the things like, thank you, Chucky. I don't care how you want to do it, but it's got to be in there. And you got to thank some hospital, man. I'm going to look for it, dude. Seriously, I'll be disappointed if you don't.
Just
do it.
like some random hospital.
Yeah,
some
just a random
hospital.
one in like
Yes.
Iowa. Just somewhere random.
just
Yeah.
give a big shout out.
Oh shoot.
So
Oh god.
other than that,
Cool, man. Hey, I can your link in here, Jake.
I
And
put it in
you
there.
Put it in the live.
Is it in there now?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I put it right after I put the please support my campaign. Please. I put please
Yeah,
in
I
there
saw
twice.
that.
Pretty please.
It was right before that I posted it. It might have gotten deleted. I think links get
Huh.
deleted unless you turn that off with
Yeah, I
YouTube
don't-
channels. So
I don't
Oh,
see it at
you're
all.
right.
yeah.
Yeah, because I do have. Please support my campaign, please. I got that.
You see that?
Well, that's
one.
weird.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah, that's
it's
weird.
It's like Destiny or something. What's going on with this?
bull.
Bro.
What it is. But
Right?
anyway, it'll be in the description. And like I said, look at all of our
Yes.
channels. All of our channels.
It's on
will
our
have the-
pages, yeah.
yeah, it'll
Oh
be on
yeah,
our pages,
yeah.
stuff like
It'll
that.
be on
Yeah.
our pages for sure.
We'll be promoting it until we hit the goal. So gotta hit
Right.
that
Yep.
goal.
Yeah.
Got to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was gonna say something.
Maverick
Go on.
saying, Jake, even though you're waiting on Kickstarter, do you have a goal for a release date in mind?
Yes, actually, we're thinking about releasing it this December. If we get all the
Nice.
fundings right now and everything goes according to plan, it'll come out this December. So, but not everything
Nice.
always goes to plan.
I
So
was gonna say
yeah.
that never happens in the real
yeah.
life.
Right?
The real world doesn't.
Yeah, we might get lucky. Who knows?
Right?
It could.
If Scream
Right.
Scream 6 doesn't have a January release, no January release.
I want to
know.
get it out before
Ah.
Scream 6, and I can't say why. So There's something very important
Okay.
with where we're at right now.
Nice.
So,
If you have Stu Macher in
great,
your
Jordan.
movie, I'm gonna lose my mind. Matthew Lillard is in
Could
your
you
film.
imagine?
Dude,
Matthew Lillard just shows up.
I'm telling you, man. Well, it's so amazing. We get to see Stu in your movie, and then we get to see him in Scream 6 or 7 as well. It's gonna be a Stu fest all over the place, man. Let's roll.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's do
especially
this,
if they have Leslie Macher, I'm sure she has a picture of Stu somewhere in her house, so it makes sense.
Oh,
You
you're
know,
like,
she's
well,
got-
that's
she's gonna have
Wow.
his picture.
hey, what's
Yeah.
better than the pictures when he steps in the front of the camera? That's even gonna be better than the picture.
Or
Awesome.
As Shaggy
when he
from
does
Scooby-Doo.
this.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a crazy graphic. I liked it.
Hey, hit that again, Knight.
That
Come
was
on, one more
very,
time.
Yeah, we should do that one more time.
One more,
I like
man.
that.
Hit that again.
Hit it. Let's hit it, baby. Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's
Stu
go.
Train. Let's go. Stu Train is up.
Is that the
He
Stu
looked-
dance? Do we got
he
to do
looked like
this?
Goro.
Yeah?
He looked like
Okay.
Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
looked like he had
arms.
four arms.
Yes.
Yeah. It looked like he had 4 arms getting ready to just rip people in half. That's what it's going to be. He's going to
Hey,
be genetically
Alex, go on.
mutated and is going to return to just
Yes.
rip Stan Carpenter in half.
Let's do it.
What's up,
Yeah,
Alex? How's it going, Alex?
What's going on, Alex?
You doing,
Oh,
Alex?
yeah.
Doing wonderful.
Doing well.
Let the bodies hit the
We
floor.
have
Alex
no
is doing
plans.
well.
here.
Bodies hit the floor.
None of us. Oh my god.
So
None
what
of us
are
are
we
also,
doing
I
here?
also want to take.
Ah,
I want to take a quick
Stu Fest, that's
second
right.
too, though. But just to say that I'm glad that everyone's doing well, and sometimes some people aren't as well as others, but just know that you always have support, and there are people that
Yes.
will listen to you. There are support lines, groups.
That's right.
So just keep the hope. Keep the hope. man. I just
Absolutely.
wanna throw that out
Absolutely,
there.
man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
yes.
You always got the collective.
Absolutely.
Every Friday we're here.
Every Friday
so
and
Oh,
Monday.
That's
we're
right.
here.
And
making
Monday.
it at-
And
And Monday. now.
Monday.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
Oh,
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
very big fact.
Absolutely.
But we have no plans here. We don't know what we're doing.
Clearly.
We're just four guys. Just four guys just
Obviously.
ranting and raving.
Hey, man. As long as we're laughing, we hope that you guys are all laughing out there with us, because that's what we're here. We're here to have fun. We're here to let out some steam. It's the end of the
Absolutely.
week. Just lay down, lay it cool, and just have
Yeah.
fun. So we hope you guys are all having that
That's what
same
it's
amount
all
of fun
about.
as we're having.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it. sure,
I have one goal in life. My goal in life is I want to get so rich that I can have Matthew Lillard be Craven's butler for a day.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll contribute to that. for
That's
sure.
my life
man.
goal.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
start another Kickstarter.
yeah.
Here we
That's what
go.
we're doing next month.
Make it happen.
Matthew
listen.
Lillard's just gonna walk around, just
Hey,
serving
I'm
Craven
not
drinks
greedy.
and stuff.
No, Fate, listen. Fate, that would cost a lot of money. I'm not greedy. I just want them on my channel. I just want them
It'll be
for
worth- it'll
30
be worth
minutes
it.
or 1
Right.
hour, and I will be like completely
Right.
satisfied, man.
Yeah, but it'd
That's
be
what I
so
want.
much better. It'd be so
Absolutely.
much better footage to have Matthew Lillard walking around in like a speedo, just serving.
And he's
you.
doing his shtick,
Oh.
you know? That would be
Oh.
great.
Wow.
Oh, my
There
gosh.
you go.
Wow. Oh.
Just being super
Wow.
silly.
All right.
Yeah.
In
Oh,
character the whole
in
time. That'd be
character?
hilarious.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be that'd be that'd be a great video.
You're like, do you
I'd
want
watch that.
Crazy.
Hey, do you
That'd be
want-
more than
do you want
crazy.
Do you want Do you want cheese on your pizza? Those are the rules. Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
He's just super animated, you know? He's like
Yeah.
dropping shit. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
You almost made me spit out my soda, man. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules. Matthew Lillard's a beast, man. Come on, that guy is awesome.
Oh yeah. Great in everything, dude. Oh my god.
He is. I love him as
yeah,
Shaggy.
he
I
is.
watch every video, like Scooby-Doo cartoon they put out movie every year to hear him do Shaggy. I absolutely think it's incredible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's
hey,
great.
Hey, Fate.
Yeah, man.
Fate, you're muted. Your mic's not
No,
working,
no,
Fate.
don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Oh,
I'm just
nice. That's terrible.
Just keep ignoring him.
I was saying.
There we
I was
go.
saying.
We'll be like,
Night.
no, understand.
Excuse me for my rude friend up there. God.
Hey, just remember, I'm the one who actually told you you were on.
I
mute.
know, you're a
Everyone else
gentleman,
was
Craven.
okay with it. Just remember. that.
You're a gentleman, Craven.
Yeah.
You're a gentleman and a
tried.
scholar. Except for when you
Oh.
talk about Stu.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
No.
what I was saying is that Matthew Lillard as
Makes sense,
Shaggy
yes.
was the greatest casting ever.
Absolutely.
I mean,
100%.
It was.
tell me somebody better casted
Mhm.
ever. I mean, he looked, sounded, acted. It was
Right.
great. Like
And he's
that-
still doing it 20
He
years
was,
later
man.
when calling the
Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
blame
and the
him.
movies. It's so
Would
good.
would you rather, like, if Matthew Lillard was your like cabana boy for a day, would you rather him be
Cabana boy.
would you rather him be Shaggy
Cabana
or would you
boy.
rather him be Stu?
Oh, Stu all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that, man. Come on, man. You can't beat that. That's
I'm gonna have him just do that, to you.
bro. Yeah. Actually, that right there.
I'm
That's
just
a
gonna
shot.
I'm just gonna pay him to stand in your living room and go
Just go.
Just all day.
for like
I'll
an
be like-
hour. It's
I'll be like, Matthew, hit me again. Yeah, let's go.
What if you pay him to be Steven's alarm clock every morning? That's how you wake Steven up.
Then, hey, you got to wake up. Those are the rules.
I wonder
Every
if he's on
episode.
Cameo.
Those are the rules.
Those
I
are the
wonder if he's on
rules.
Cameo. That's what I could do. I could get you a cameo, and it'll just be him screaming and
Bro,
Oh my
I would be forever
God.
grateful for a cameo of him on, just screaming. And but I gotta hear his lines, man. I gotta have some vintage Stu.
Right.
You know, vintage Stu, man, in play. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Duke was at. What do the four of us hope to see most in Halloween Ends?
A good movie.
not
Yeah,
Halloween
I-
Kills.
I
Good
mean-
answer.
I mean, you know, right?
Good answer.
I'm worried about it, you know? I'm kind of worried about Halloween Ends. I hope it's good, but it's also, I always feel like the third part of a trilogy, most times out of 10, which we brought this up before, is like typically the weakest. For me,
Yeah.
at least. Especially in planned trilogies like this, they're typically the weakest. So I hope this one kind of breaks the mold on that one. So it's kind of my worry.
That would be nice.
Yep. Knight, what
Yeah.
about you,
Thank
man?
you, Denisha. That's awesome.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
yay! Fantastic. It's awesome.
Yeah, Denisha, you rock. What I want to see most, I do want to see a good movie. I want to see this movie get as close as it can to just the awesomeness that was that the original had. You know, they said it's going to be a more intimate movie. It's going to be a lot less, less bombastic and so forth. So I'm hoping that obviously it's a good movie, but I hope that the atmosphere can really kind of, touch that old vibe. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Especially for
Are
it
you-
being the end of the trilogy. Like, could you imagine if this is the best in the trilogy? That would be so kick ass,
It really
That would be
I mean, it
awesome.
can't be much
Yeah.
worse
You
than
gonna say,
Halloween
Jake?
Kills. So
Stop.
Oh,
man.
that's why I was waiting to do Fate last because I knew that was going to be coming.
So,
up.
I know.
mean, you can only go up from here. So
I was gonna ask.
Were you gonna
Knight,
say
though,
something,
are you-
Jake?
Yeah, are you worried about it being a little too similar to 78 or like 2018, like story wise?
I think I always have a little bit of cautiousness, as far as that cautious nervousness. But I'm gonna try my best, especially be close to the franchise, and obviously we're gonna talk a lot about it together and individually. I'm gonna try to just throw that to the back of my mind when I go to see it, which is similar to what I had to do with Halloween Kills. I didn't know exactly what to expect, just kind of cautiously optimistic. And when I went to the theater to see it, I didn't have anything in my head. It was hard to do, but I just kind of let it all go. I said, I'm just happy to see a movie, and part of it was the fact that was the first movie I'd seen since the pandemic had started. So that helped. But what about you? You think that it's going to be a little too similar to 2018?
The biggest like specific thing I'm worried about is that they're going to do the same route where it's like a crazed doctor is getting Michael out to kill Laurie. I'm really worried it's going to be the same thing with that because they brought that Dr. Mathis character in, and I'm like, what is he going to be there
Right.
for? Are we going to do that? Are we going to repeat the same plot line as like what we did with Sartain in 2018? I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
I hope we do something a little along the lines of just a different story of what Michael has been doing for the past 4 years instead of like being imprisoned again and then breaking out.
Right. Yeah. I would hope they would avoid that pitfall. I really would. But
That's why I'm
stranger things have happened.
Yeah, You're right. You're right. And that's why I'm really hoping for Michael Myers in the sewers eating rats and all that. So I don't know. I don't think that's probably good. That's probably not going to happen, but I got my fingers crossed. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just chime in real quick.
I don't have the OnlyFans going, Wayne.
Oh yeah, no only. Oh gosh, not the OnlyFans. Oh no.
We still gotta get an OnlyFans. We still gotta do that. I'm telling you,
gosh.
OnlyFans.
No. That almost brought this stream to burning flames last time we talked about it.
Hey, we all agreed we would $5,000. We do a lot.
Oh gosh. Oh boy.
it's just feet pics.
Yeah, why not?
Come on. It's not that bad. It's just feet.
Hey, Valerie.
Wow. Hey, Valerie.
Let's go.
So I'll chime in real quick on Halloween Ends before we get too far off here in the woods again. So I just want to see a fitting end to Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. And I don't know how that looks like, what that's going to look like yet for me. Like, what's going to make me happy? Do I want to see Laurie survive? Of course, I'd love to see that and have a quote happy ending at the end, and she, that's over for her, and Michael dies. That's the ideal for me anyway. But I just get the feeling that it's not going to end that way. I think it's going to when they say Halloween Ends, I think it's a definitive end for both Michael and Laurie Strode, personally. Right now, that's how I feel. My mind could change in a week or two, but right now, that's how I'm feeling about it. I think they're going to, and that's why Laurie's like, Jamie's like, some people are going to hate this. They're going to be very angry about this or whatever, because I think it's going to end up where they both are dead. So there's like no real winner. And then Allison, right? Allison, right? I'm blank. I was going blank.
Yeah.
So I think Allison will live. I think Knight, you've mentioned this before, and I think that's probably what will happen too. I think Allison will be the lone survivor, and that's it. I think everyone else will end up dead. But I just want it to be done well, man. I've talked about the radio tower. I won't keep beating that dead horse. I don't mind the radio tower if they do a good job. I just don't want it to be like over the top, crazy kind of a thing, So just do it well and do it right and do pride to this franchise. Make it end on a note where you say, "Dang," like you said, Knight. And we were talking about a minute ago, this was great. Like, Jake, you mentioned, what's the greatest movie? Wouldn't that be great if we're all talking about, whoa, this movie was epic.
Yeah.
That's what would be incredible, wouldn't it? Just to say they hit they hit it all, So I'm nervous,
and
though.
the thing,
nervous.
yeah, and the thing of it is if this final movie is really good or that good, I think there'll be a lot of people who will kind of look back on this experiment of bringing the franchise back, and I think they'll look fondly on it. I mean, and that would be awesome. That would be awesome, especially for a legacy franchise that went through a lot of stuff. Retconning stuff and bringing back Jamie Lee Curtis and all that stuff. It'd be really cool.
Oh yeah. Do you think Blumhouse is going to make more movies after this too? Just out of curiosity. Like more Halloween movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like,
I can't imagine that they won't.
Something
I
don't know?
That's just a random
whoa.
hey, what do you guys think Blumhouse's next movie is going to be? Just totally changing the subject. No. Specifically about Halloween.
I was like, man, that's a hard edit, as you would say. It's an editing world. That's a hard edit.
No.
Right?
Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I'll just say I'm not sure, man. Blumhouse said he would be open to it. I mean, Jason said in an interview last week that they would love to make more Halloween movies. So he's on record like saying, "Hey, I'll do it." But will Malik? Will he continue with them or not? I think it's going to depend, honestly, how happy he is with Blumhouse with these movies, right? So if Malik says, "Man, this was okay, but it didn't really hit what I wanted to see," then he may say, "I'm going to go to another studio now." And someone on my channel asked the question, which I thought was very interesting. They said, "What if, because of the success that Radio Silence and Spyglass has had with Scream, what if Malik says, 'Hey, I want those guys doing it. They're doing it right.'" And can you imagine if Spyglass picks up Halloween and Scream and it moves from Universal to Paramount, which is like, that's like rivals and distributors.
Wow.
And now And what if Spyglass says, you know what, Radio Silence, we're going to give you the Halloween franchise. And Radio Silence is directing Scream and Halloween at the same freaking time. Could you just imagine that?
Wow.
Could you believe that?
What do you think their Halloween movie?
Fate does not look happy about this.
I think it's great. Honestly, I think it would look a lot different, Jake. It would look a lot different, for sure.
Fate, do you have
Fate
something to say about that?
Fate. He's blowing up, man.
Fate has this look on his face. He is about to just go off or something, man.
His head, I think he's about to explode. His head is literally turning red.
It's going to be that scene from Scanners.
It's coming. Hey, I'm not, look, I didn't say I want it. I'm just asking the question. What do you think about it?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
The floor is yours.
The floor is yours. Go for it.
So first off, we kind of talked about this. Sticking with the whole, like, are they going to do more movies, to Jake's question? Blumhouse, I mean, they are in the movie business, so yeah. But as far as Halloween movies goes, yes, they'll probably do more of those as well. Sooner.
That wasn't
Thank you for
question.
answering both questions.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
both. There you go.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm here to support you, Jake, and all you do.
You're the best.
But no, as far as Halloween goes,
in all that you do.
I can see. I think most likely we'll get a little hiatus. I think Halloween Ends will be pretty good. Like I said, can't get much worse than Halloween Kills. So you have Halloween Ends. It'll be at least best case scenario, semi decent. Wrap up the trilogy. We'll probably have a couple year hiatus. Let things kind of marinate, settle in, figure out what direction they want to go. If they want to continue that story, if they want to tell a new story. And then it's just that franchise is never going away. It's just a matter of time. There's no way they're going to leave 200+ million on the table per film, there's no way, And so it's too big of a franchise to where they're just not going to make any more movies. And as long as they are half decent, then they're going to keep pumping them out. Now, as far as like Radio Silence doing Scream and Halloween, I don't see that happening at the same time. But maybe after all said and done, if let's say the Scream trilogy is successful, because I do think we're gonna get a trilogy. I mean, we got 6. If 6 is half decent, they're gonna pump out the 7th because you're gonna have that curiosity factor. You're gonna have that like, oh, I want to know how this is gonna end. Just like Halloween Ends. Like people that didn't like Halloween Kills, myself included, guess what? We're all gonna be at the theater watching Halloween Ends. Because we all want to see how is this going to ramp up. Same thing. Now, after that, if the success is good and, your hypothetical turns out, then, yeah, I could see it being a possibility. Like after the Scream franchise, maybe they go on a hiatus there and then take that over. I could definitely see something along those lines. I mean, it's more believable than Stu returning, but,
Oh, no. Well, Stu returning, that's a locked up already, man. That's right. That's a done deal, baby. That's a done deal.
How disappointing are you going to be?
That's a good question for you to ponder because that day may come for you, Fate. You got to think about that. It's going to come.
You got the grips with life.
Never.
Bro.
Look,
that's right, Jack.
We're all getting a text
Ravens
message.
Stew train.
I'm the universe's favorite person. They would never do. The universe would never allow that to happen.
All I can tell you right now is when that day happens and he is back, I don't know how quickly it will take me. I don't know how fast I'll be grabbing my cell phone. I don't know how long it will take me to get the phone out, and I'll just probably call you. I'll just call you straight up at me while I'm in the theater, assuming you've already seen it, of course. And we'll talk as I'm walking and we're going out to the car.
I actually have a good question because the video that is coming up at 4:00 over on my channel, shameless plug. There you go. Is about Stu, but it's not him returning in the sense of like a character because I don't think he's going to come back as a character. Like I said, I could see him coming back as like a nightmare scene or a flashback or whatever the case may be. But what do you guys think? And we can start with Knight and just go around, or Jake. Let's do that because I'll have my answer last. So Jake, and then, but yeah. Anyway, the question is, could you see Stu coming back in a similar manner to Billy as a hallucination. And the reason and one of the things that I say in the video is that if Leslie Mocker is like, let's say they go the meta route and it is Scream 2 all over again, and Leslie Mocker is the Mrs. Loomis type character, do you think that could be a way that they incorporate Stu is as like a hallucination? Because who would know him better than her sister? You know, it's one of those things. Do you think that could be a possibility, Jake?
Oh my God, if they make Stu's mom a killer, I'm walking out of the theater. Hell no. No way. I am so against that. I'm sorry, but
no
way.
Leslie Mocker is his sister.
Oh, you're
Vince's
right.
mom.
You're right.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince's mom.
Right. Because it's, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I would be against that because, dude, we've seen that. First of all, we've seen that before in the past, and I'm just not a big Debbie Loomis fan. Like, I think she is so over the top and so silly, and her motive is just so out there. It feels like something that they kind of like came up last minute with in the writing room, and I believe I've even read that they had a different ending with different killers, but it got leaked online or something,
Right?
And they were like, "Oh no, we got to change it last minute," so they made it something else. But dude, I don't know. I've never liked the ending to Scream 2. It's always been a bit of it's always been like so out there to me, especially with how the characters are portrayed. I love Mickey too. Mickey is this serial killer who just decides to be a ghost face because Mrs. Loomis wants him on board. That is such a cool concept, and the guy disappears halfway through the movie. What? Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Mickey.
Derek was supposed to be a
Yeah. See,
Derek and Haley.
Derek and Haley were supposed to be the two killers.
Now, I would have had a problem with that too, because like what? Everyone Sidney Prescott dates is the killer now? You know, give us something different.
Exactly.
Like this, the killers in the second one are it's too close to the killers from the last one, literally being the mother of the killer from the last movie. It's just like it's a stretch to me. What I will say this though, Fate, talking about what's up, Master Chaos? What's going on?
What's up,
What's happening, bro? What's up, Jose?
Hey, cool cats and kittens.
I love that. That's Tiger King, reminding me of that. But Fate, to answer your question though, I think like I understand where you're coming from with the Stu stuff. Like it's out there. Like it is. In all fairness, but the only reason I'm like kind of getting on the Stu train, why I'm like I got my foot in the door right now, is because of all the stuff in the last movie about them kind of teasing the idea. The whole Matthew Lillard, literally in every single interview he's in, when he's asked about Scream, he's like, "Oh, I would love to be in Scream 6. Like, put me in that movie." And we're dealing with creatives who are massive fans of the source material. So like it wouldn't shock me if they decided to bring that back. They've already retconned stuff. Like there was little tiny retcons in that last movie that changed the past movies. So like if they decide to go that route, I wouldn't be surprised. I really think it's a possibility that Stu could come back like in real life. But I also see that what the point you're trying to make as well, that he could come back as a force ghost, just like Billy, in a potential new killer that's related to him. I see that too. I just really hope they don't go at that angle. I would not be into that personally.
What about you, Knight?
Well, I think anything is possible because obviously we've seen what happened with Billy, but I so agree. I do not want to see him as a hallucination. I think that if they were to do that, it's just too. It's ridiculous. I'd be totally upset if they did that. I think they should, if he comes back, which I think is a strong possibility, they should just bring him back and let's just go. You know,
let's go.
That's what they should do. If he's going to come back, let him come back. Because the other thing of it too is that, I mean, what is it like? Okay, so Billy is an hallucination, so now we're gonna have Stu as an hallucination. I just think that it would be so unoriginal, and I think that these guys, if anything, they want us carving some new ground. No pun intended when I say carving, by the way.
Yeah.
Craven.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, if I'm with Knight, I think that if it's either you bring him back or you don't. It's one or the other. I don't. Billy had to come back that way because he took a bullet to the head. We know he's dead. There's nothing to debate or anything else. And so he had to come back the way he did. Makes sense. But for Stu, no, I think there is. I'm telling you, I agree with Jake. I think there's so much stuff in 5, and I made a whole video outlining a few things already that just kind of point us gently in the direction. They're knocking us over the head with it, very subtly pointing us here. I really believe that. And I think that this is a real possibility as well, that he will come back as a real character. And his sister being involved, interesting, right? Because his nephew's dead. And so it just goes to show that, even though you try to tame 2 wild lions, you're not going to be able to keep them under control. And they killed his nephew. That wasn't ordered by Stu. That was a collateral damage kill. And again, you got two psychopathic people. You're trying to control them. They're going to get out of bounds a little bit sometimes. So that was an accidental kill. That was not accidental, but that was incidental. That was not supposed to happen. So now you got his sister, like you said earlier. Vince's mom is in the picture. She's going to be hyper revenge minded. And I don't know. I don't feel as strongly about the sister Jake as you. I don't mind it if she's incorporated. I mean, just personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Stu and Leslie killing together in some capacity. I mean, I have to think more about that. I haven't really fleshed it out, but I'm open to it. But my idea is this. If you're going to bring Stu back, let's go. Just get on the train, load up, bring him back, and let's see it happen. That's all. Just make it happen. And I don't think it is out of the realm of possibility, and I think that it's very plausible that it could happen. So, I mean, Stu Train tickets are for sale. Let's go.
My only thing, with the whole, I don't mind the good old fashioned revenge as far as a motive goes. I know it's a typical horror movie trope, things like that. But here's the thing: one, it's easily related to from an audience perspective. It always works. It always hits home. It makes sense, and it's it's believable. Like I said, and the problem is that I personally really enjoyed the motive of Scream 5. But a lot of people really didn't, because it was so far fetched and it wasn't easily connected. It's a motive that you could honestly just completely get lost in, and doesn't really make sense unless you're really following along and see what the tone in which they're trying to establish. And then you get to that motive scene and it's like, oh, that makes sense. My problem with Scream 6 is that motive is going to be a big thing, but how creative can they really be in motive? And what we saw with Scream 5 was in many ways a carbon copy of 96, very reminiscent scenes, very, they might have had slight variations, but they were nearly identical, and so I could see them continuing that meta route and giving you a Scream, 2.0, and kind of, very reminiscent of Scream 2. You have the original motive, but it's also Stu's sister, because I don't think that they threw that in there just to brush it over. I still think Vince has to have some significance, because the way that they marketed him and built him up, and how he had more scenes and stuff like that, and they cut him out to just what he got. And I could be completely wrong, but based on him being established as a Macher, him being established as, the nephew of Stu, because now Stu has a sister, which didn't happen until this point, all that stuff. I think Vince was the framework for an establishment of a Macher's returning, not Stu, personally. Like I said, not Stu, but Leslie Macher, because you don't just throw that out there in passing. It was a real quick, if you blinked, if you went, took a piss, if you did anything, you missed that moment entirely. It was so fast. It was just Dewey mentioning it in passing. And so I don't think you do that unless there's a reason. And you don't market Vince the way that they marketed him to just kill him off in 10 minutes. It didn't make any sense. So I just think that it's very likely that they go that route. And now you have a sort of mix between, because you could argue Scream 5 was a mix between, several motives throughout the Scream franchise, right? I mean, it was very reminiscent to Scream 4. So they could do, with Leslie Macher and the good old fashioned revenge, you essentially have Scream 3 and 2 combined. Just the other Scream was 96 and 4 combined. So now you fill in the gap of the other two. It's very meta. Instead of Roman, it's Leslie. And, obviously there'll probably be another accomplice or two, whatever the case may be. But it's a direct tie-in to Scream 5, which I think they're going to do. I think there's going to be some connection. And I think that that's something that, whether they go that route or not, I think it's an easy route to go. And I just think of the revenge route as just, again, it's a motive that you can't really go wrong with. It's old, but again, it like what other motive are they going to do that's so creative that one is going to hit with audiences, like general audiences, not just like, diehards like us or people that grasp the entire thing. Like, and also in the same breath, what's going to be something that isn't going to just piss people off and make sense to the overall story. And I just think instead of trying to be so creative that you run the risk of losing your audience or just having backlash, if you just keep it simple, you keep it the good old-fashioned revenge, you can tell a story around that. You can have other random motives, kind of like how Mickey had just like some stupid far-out motive, but it just went into his his psyche, which is just, he was just crazy. His motive made no sense. Even Mrs. Loomis says, like, do you believe that? Like, did you hear that nonsense? Like, it's the whole thing. And I just think that that's kind of, personally, I think that that's probably the route that they should go, because then you establish yourself. Because this is going to be that stopgap film that decides if it's going to be a trilogy or not. And I think that I'm all for them taking some risks, taking some chances, being creative in some areas. But I think that this film really needs to hit home, because this is honestly the first film that'll be solely radio silence.
Right.
Because they didn't have to have tie-ins and all that other stuff. So I just think like Scream 6,
right.
I think you should just get back to simplicity, get back to something that everyone can relate to and connect to, and then just tell your story the way you want to tell it, execute it properly. And now you set yourself up for it to be a trilogy or beyond. You can have several films. I just think that it just makes the most sense. And there has to be something with Leslie Mocker. I just don't see them doing that and then just not mentioning her. I mean, yeah, it just like they really established a lot of characters that weren't on screen. I mean, you could argue Christina Carpenter was the most important character in that entire movie, and she wasn't even in it. I mean, the whole establishment was based on, like, everything centered around her essentially.
Yep.
And she wasn't even a character in the film. Like, so they definitely got to establish her in Scream 6. And I just think Leslie, and this is something I've mentioned in the last couple videos. How cool would it be to get a Mocker Loomis showdown, in modern time? Like that bloodline coming to a head. You have, Sam Carpenter face to face with, Leslie Mocker, and you have that showdown. I think that would be really, I think it'd be a cool thing to see. But yeah,
I envision I like a lot of what you said, Fate. And I think but my thought is, imagine because what is it, Christina Carpenter, right? Yeah, their mom. She goes back to Scream 1. We have another connection to 96 now because she was with Billy. But what if, and again, I know Fate, and I respect everything you said. I do, and I know you and I have just different views on Stu, and that's totally fine. I love the rabbit trails we can go down. But in my view of it, because I think Stu is still alive and he's going to come back. I'm just, as you were talking, I was thinking about how you could do all kinds of things with motive, and you talked about revenge, and instead of it being so much for me about Vince, but that is a big deal because he was killed and that's his nephew in the whole 9 yards. But I'm thinking to myself, what if, because there's a good chance if Billy knew Christina, obviously he did, he slept with her, and she conceived Sam, Billy and Stu were inseparable. These guys were like on each other. I highly doubt that he didn't know Christina. So Stu probably already knew Christina as well. What if he had an attraction to Christina and she rejected him and she went with Billy and he's resented her since that day. Well, then she has a child that's by Billy. So now it's like Billy's getting him again. That's a child now. It's another Loomis. And I'm just thinking, I literally was thinking this as we were talking. You could go with all kinds of motive there of why Stu is coming back to it. And then you have a showdown between Sam and Stu. The last lineage of bloodline of directly from Billy against Stu. I mean, I'm just fleshing this out as we're talking, but I think there's a lot of good revenge motives. That's what I'm saying. I think that's, and of course, killing Sidney's revenge. I mean, he wants to kill Sidney. I mean, he could finish the job. I think he possibly killed Dewey in Scream 5. I think he probably killed Dewey in the hospital. I still think there's a very good chance that was Stu. And if that is the case, and we find that out later, then he still has work to do because Sydney's still there. And guess what? She's negotiating right now to come back, waiting for a script. So if she comes back, then there's always more motive for Stu. So just ideas I'm throwing out there.
I think. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Jake.
Yeah. Another thing that I
Go
had
ahead,
a problem with Stu was it would make the whole movie about Sydney again. And we've
Exactly.
seen
I was just gonna say.
4 different movies now where there was someone trying to kill Sydney Prescott, and it's like, dude, how many people want to kill Sydney Prescott? Oh my God, can we move on from that and tell a new story? You know, and that's the one other thing I'm worried about if they bring back Stu. Is it going to be all about killing Sydney again, or
I don't think so. Yeah.
I was just gonna say they could go the route where it's like maybe Stu has had a change of heart and wants to kill Billy's bloodline. Like he's still murderous and vicious, but he just wants to end the Loomis bloodline. I don't know.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
you could go that route.
He has a different
too.
motive. That would be much better if they did that.
I think that's what I'm leaning towards. That
Jake almost said essentially what I was gonna say. The only difference that the problem is that let's say I don't want to see them go backwards. Like I don't want to go backwards. We're already heading in a forward direction. Let's head that forward direction. The problem is that yes, Stu returning and being a character that is going after the Loomis bloodline or whatever the case may be, especially if Christina Carpenter is established, you have entry points to kind of incorporate Stu.
Right.
But as much as people love seeing Stu back, I think a lot of people, if not the majority.
Oh, I turned him off. I had enough.
I was like, wait a minute.
No.
I had enough. I'm turning him off. Try again. Come on, Fate.
Fate
you
got
dropped
decided.
out on us. He did. I think Stu decided he'd heard enough.
Right?
No.
I don't know.
Oh, there it is.
First.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe my cords.
You're good.
But I was saying is that I think most people, if not a majority of people, will be disappointed if you don't get that.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, true facts. But I think many people will be disappointed
Went
if
the
you
wrong way. I don't know.
if you don't get that
Like-
Sydney Stu showdown.
I don't know which way to point.
Just point. Each of us will point in a different direction.
Just like wherever it is.
Each of us point in a different direction. But no,
Next
I
just
do.
big oil.
Yeah, just yeah. But I think that's something we got to keep in mind as well. Is that if Stu returns,
I agree.
people aren't going to be satisfied if Stu just returns just for the sake of returning. People want to see that Sydney Stu showdown. The problem is then, like Jake said, you're kind of going backwards. And like, how do you have that buildup and then have the Stu Sydney showdown at the end? Like, I feel like that has to be its own thing. Like, you might as well just make an entire movie about that. But then, like I said, you're going back. That's my biggest problem with bringing Stu back as an actual character. Like, whether you're right or not, Craven, my problem is that if you do that, you're now going backwards because Stu is going to be so significant. So many people are going to be excited that he's back, and you're going to have to incorporate Sydney in such a huge manner that now we're just it might as well just be a Sydney movie all over again. Why did you even establish Sam, Tara, Mindy and Chad? Like, why did you grow them to just go backwards to making it a Sydney story again? Because there's no way you can bring Stu back and people are going to be satisfied not having Sydney go head to head with Stu. Like, that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it possible to get either or. You have to either just make this about Sydney, but then it's just like, to me, that's like, what's there's no point. Like, now you're just making, you might as well not even have started this trilogy. You might as well just have made a new Sydney story, continued Scream 4, found a way to incorporate. You get what I'm saying? Like, it becomes nonsense, and that's my biggest problem.
Well, I don't. Go ahead, Knight. I got a lot to say about that. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing to me, and Blucka was also saying, weren't we already going backwards, having the OG and the connections in Scream 5? But here's the thing about it. First of all, we had things that were out of our hands, namely the passing of Wes, and you have this super popular legacy franchise that is dominated by that OG3. You have this time in between that and 5. So the only way that you're going to bring the fans back is you got to have the OG3 in it, right? but you also understand that it's time to also try to move forward some, or at the same time. So I think they understand it. I think that's what they were trying to do. It's a very tricky situation. It's a gray area, and I think they tried to do that in
But I
Scream
thought they did an
5. And I
excellent
think they
job
were
though in Scream 5.
yeah. Yeah, I thought they
I
were very
do. Like
successful with
because
it. But
the OG3 weren't the main focus. Like this, and we've
right,
slowly
right,
seen, especially Sydney, as time has gone on, each movie has gotten less and less about Sydney. And so
right,
now
right.
Scream 5, not just that, but Scream 5, one killed one of them. Two,
Yes.
it gave Sydney a proper happy ending to where you don't have to bring her back at all now. You could just she could go be a
Right.
mom, go be a wife. You could even just have a nice little scene, where Sydney is maybe playing with her kids, and you got like if you could get Patrick Dempsey back, a brief moment, just talking or whatever. I think that would be a very powerful and proper send off. Just have her in it, like.
Right.
And to Blanca's point where he said, didn't we kind of already go back? I disagree. I think Scream 5 is the first movie that really established moving on. None of the other movies have really established moving on. I mean, you could argue Scream 3, Sydney
Right.
had a happy ending, but then Scream 4 just completely abolished that. And whatever the end result would have been with Wes Craven and his trilogy of 4 through 6, we'll never know. But I think Scream 5,
Right.
you had to, because of the way Scream 4 ended, you had to sort of wrap that up with the OG3. So I think that now they've established Dewey's dead, Gail's back to 96 Gail, where she's all alone, top of her game. She's got her own show. She's probably cutthroat, things like that. You could bring her back easily if you want, because Gail doesn't need a reason to come back to find Ghostface. She just always shows up because she wants the story. So you could easily bring Gail back if you want or not. And I don't think you're moving backwards in that regard. And then Sydney, you finally established her happy ending. The only reason she returned was because Dewey died. I mean, she said point blank, I have no plans of ever stepping back into Woodsboro. She wanted nothing to do with, with Ghostface or anything. It was just until Dewey died, she was like, I have to do this for Dewey. So, like, obviously, if Nev wants to be involved, she's going to be involved. But like, how do you do more? I just don't see it going backwards. I see it only going forward. And this is the first film that established that to move forward. I just think that's what they did.
Right. But they're in. See, this is the thing to me is, I mean, obviously we know Nev is gonna be in this movie, so these franchises are in sticky situations because of these legacy actors and actresses who've defined these movies, and you have such a huge fan base for them as well. So I totally can see them trying to somehow weave Sydney into this story, just like they did in 5. Maybe to a little bit of a degree, maybe a little bit more. I don't think it'll be dominant. I think, it's going to be similar to what she was in 5, but I think they're going to continue to do that because of the history, and we've seen it with Halloween. We've seen it with, all these different franchises. They did it with sound like Sally was going to be big in TCM, and she wasn't. You know what I mean? So
no doubt.
but that's the question is how are they going to balance having Sydney in this next movie? Are they going to finally let her walk off?
Yeah.
Are they going to just keep weaving her into some type of thing with Sam or what?
But Knight, like, how do you? But that's the question, though. Is that like, how do you? I think if Nev wants to come back, she's coming back. But I think if Radio Silence kind of has the option, like even if Nev is on the fence, I think it's in Radio Silence's best interest to say, hey, let's try a movie without you, because then you have two options: either the movie's great and now a film could be successful without Sydney, or option 2 is the movie isn't great because people wanted Sydney back, and guess what your marketing ploy is now to get audiences back for Scream 7? Sydney's return. And you're going to have probably more people in an audience than ever, just because they're going to want to see how the story is going to end. But how do you incorporate even slightly more of a capacity than Scream 5? Let's say let's say Scream 3, right? Because Scream 3, she was in it about 30 minutes or so, give or take.
Right.
How do you incorporate that, but also have Stu return and not make her the focus? I just don't think it's possible.
Let me ask you this. I kind of like the idea of Sydney kind of taking a step back for Scream 6 and having a smaller role, but what if she's still in it, just in an even more reduced role that then becomes bigger in part 7? And what I'm talking about is what if she's we show her with her kids, she's having a great time, she's not in Woodsboro, so she's not getting chased around by a ghost face killer. It's great, it's a very peaceful scene and everyone's really happy. It's oh, that's awesome. And then we show the movie, it's our characters going through some kind of crap with a new killer, and then Sydney hears about this, and that maybe Gale Weathers, I'm sorry, but this is where this is going to go. Gale Weathers is in some kind of hostage situation. Boom! Cliffhanger ending. And then it's Sydney getting a call about it, and then she returns to Woodsboro for part 7 to try to save Gale or something along those lines.
Yeah, but so I do agree that if Sydney is going to get written into this film, it's going to be the only way you can really get it, because you can't just have Sydney in the film just for the sake of having her in the film. People want to see her be a badass.
But you could set it up for the next one where it's she has a bigger role, where this one she takes kind of a step back. Because I agree that I feel like it's almost like if we're going to throw the legacy character. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I do. I kind of want to see the new characters shine a little more. A big criticism of this new film was that we didn't get enough time to care about some of the characters who were only around for a few scenes. Like Wes, I could have used another scene with Wes. Honestly, I could have used one more scene with Liv. Both those characters, I would like to get to know them a little more. And we didn't really get that. And if they ended up being the killers, different story, but they didn't. So I would like to see new characters really shine in this film. Clearly, all 5 of the Scream films are great at writing characters. So give us some good new characters. Screw it. And then we can have the legacy characters come back for part 7.
Agree.
Yeah, that's
now. Can I just want to cut in real quick, because Jake, I got images, so let's just take another moment to talk about
nice
what we got going Red Right Hand,
because
I've got the images now. So there might be some people that have just come into the chat. I'll let you take it for a quick minute.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. So I am making a Scream fan film set in the Scream universe. This is going to be a Scream movie from the perspective of the killers. And me and my brother will be playing the 2 killers in the movie. But just because you have the killers revealed to you in the first act does not mean that there is not more to this story. This is me and the lead actress, Maya, here. We are tied up. Ghostface is keeping us captive. He's letting me do this live stream, but then I'm going back in the cage after this, unless we get our goal of 5,000 on the Kickstarter. So make sure to support that if you can. There will be a link in the description when this live stream is over. So on the replay, you'll be able to check it out. Just support the movie. It's going to be really cool. It's from the killer's perspective, but there's still a big mystery to be had. There's still something going on that's very mysterious here that the killers can't quite figure out. So I'm excited for you all to see it, and I hope it gets backed in 30 days or we get no money. So please help us.
I am supremely confident that it will happen. It will. I'm gonna just throw that out there. That positive light will.
Thank you.
We're gonna make this thing happen. Everyone that's hanging out with us on Friday, Mondays, and also supporters of our channels individually. We just got to come together for Jake. This is what it's all about.
Yeah,
that's right.
This is what it's all about.
All of the Lethal Collective members do have a role in this. I don't know if I've even talked to you guys about it yet, but y'all are gonna be in it. So
Hey,
we're talking about it now.
We're talking about it now. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers. I guess. Yeah.
You guys will be the ones that'll know the spoilers.
Yes.
That's awesome.
No, but you do. You gotta go show Jake some love. Like Craven was saying earlier, $1,
Absolutely.
$5, whatever you can do, it all adds
Anything.
up.
It all
Anything's
adds
better
up.
than nothing.
Yep.
That's right.
Anything, man. Anything.
Yeah, so we'd appreciate it.
There's
But,
a hospital underwater.
That's what the whole movie's about.
Yeah. Didn't you know that?
Yeah. What?
But
Just spoiled
Craven,
it.
What are your words? All of us have given our thoughts. I need to hear Craven. I need to hear Craven's thoughts on everything
Bro,
we talked
it's
about.
been so long, I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I kind of have completely zoned out.
Underwater hospitals.
Oh, that's right. Underwater
What are your thoughts
hospitals.
on
Of
underwater
course.
hospitals?
So, gosh, I was about to fall asleep. No, I'm kidding. I'm loving it. But No, I'm teasing.
Oh.
So, no, wow, literally I'm trying to remember everything. So
We were talking about the legacy characters in Scream.
and Scream.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
thank
Sydney
you. buddy.
returning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Sydney's absolutely. Yeah. Sydney's going to return. I'm one of the seemingly growing few that actually like her to continue in the franchise. Everyone seems to be, and I see this a lot, not just like in our chat, but it's a lot. People seem to be such a rush to get rid of Sydney Prescott. It's over. Her story's done. It's over. I'm like, bro, look, I'm not saying that necessarily is wrong or anything like that. Just my opinion. I'm the other side of the coin. I think that Sydney can be a part of this franchise in a real way. It's as if we're acting as if there's no one that is in the writing room that has an imagination, who can be creative, who can write good stories. I believe in people. I still believe in these writers. I think that you can write a good story. It can be organic. And people say they don't want it to be forced. You're just shoving her in. No, you're only shoving her in if your writing's poor. If your writing is well, it's not shoved in. It's very natural. It doesn't take away from the story. It adds to it to me. It's I'm like, Sam. Okay, Sam is, whether or not she's the final girl, I still think could be a whole total red herring. I think Tara could end up being the final girl after 6 is done. We'll see. But either way, if it's Tara or it's Sam, okay, that's your main character, and that doesn't have to change, right? I mean, and it can be another situation where you don't have to have Sydney in from the scene 1 and everything and feature the whole thing. You can have her come in later in the movie like you did this time again. Yeah, Dewey's gone, but you still have other reasons, and I'll tell you another reason why. And again, I'm speaking in terms of my theories. You got to understand, when I'm talking through a lens of how I'm seeing things. So that's how I'm going to address it. With Stu, you're like, how does it not become a Sydney movie if Stu's there? And I really believe that you can do this in a way where that's the reason Sydney does return. So this story, because Sam is under attack. Sam is under attack, and coincidentally, so is Tara. And as the movie progresses, and at some point in this film, right? I'm saying if they want to do the reveal now, I'm a big advocate of saying if Stu's coming back, you reveal him in 7. If that's the total end game, if they're playing the long game, I should say. But let's just say they're not. They're going to do it in 6. So, that's one big reason for Sydney to return. But in Fate, you mentioned the showdown it would come down to. Yeah, it would be, but I think Sydney's there. But I think it's Sam that kills Sydney. Sydney, not Sydney. Sam that kills Stu in this scenario. So I would almost see it like you could almost have you want a real passing of the baton? Think about this. We're at the very finale of the movie. Stu's been revealed. Sydney's there. Sam's there. Whoever else, and Sydney's about to kill him or about to to take him down, and somehow Sam steps in and grabs the gun or grabs the knife and says, "No, I'll do it," and she literally passes the knife. Talk about metaphorically, passes the knife to Sam or whatever the weapon is, if it's a gun or whatever, and Sam or Tara, whoever the final girl is, kills Stu. So it literally takes it from Sydney, like taking it over. I'm finishing what was started in 96 officially now. I'm decapitating him. I'm shredding him. I'm cutting him in half. There's no way he's going to ever be questioned about a return. This is done, finally. And then she now holds the mantle that's been trying to be transitioned, as everyone's saying, with 5. You follow me? And it happens. Now, will it be distracting? Again, I only think it's distracting if you write it in a way that it is. And it's all about timing and pacing, right? So, Jake, I know you're itching, but
I disagree.
I just had the funniest thought. I'm sorry. Would it be hilarious if Stu comes back in 7 and then we're in a Best Buy for some reason and Sam is just knocking all the TVs on top of his head and he's just taking it like a champ?
Yes. Oh,
he's like, just busting the TVs. He's like, this is nothing compared to those 90s TVs.
Those 90s
Let's go.
TVs that were 60 pounds.
Come on, baby.
Get it up.
Get it up. I mean, look, and again, and Fate, you and I will probably disagree on it, and that's fine. That's just how I really feel about it. I think it could be done.
I know, and like, not to argue your points directly, but my thing is just like, one, in order for that situation to happen, you'd essentially have to have an early reveal, right, of Stu, which I think takes away from that whole suspense and buildup. because if Sydney was to return for Stu, that means they would have to establish early on that it's Stu. But I think if you're going to, yeah, because then it makes no sense until Stu is revealed that Sydney returned. Like if Sydney's returning because of Stu, like I think the value in bringing Stu back is for that in reveal result. But no matter what the story is, you can't say Stu wouldn't be a distraction. You can't say Stu being revealed would absolutely be a distraction.
Not in the third act, man. Because
so okay, let me put it like this. So that entire movie plays out. Right. Stu gets revealed. You telling me you're not jumping up and down and screaming and going, "Yes, Stu's back! Yes!" You're telling me you're going to sit there quietly like.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think it's a difference of lenses because you're viewing it as a distraction. See, I don't. I view it totally differently. I view it as an addition because I think what's going to happen is, especially
it can be both though.
Well, I mean, maybe
you can have both can be correct.
They both can be correct. You're right. So, and I think that's what would be for some. Like that share your view. I know you're not alone in that. They would feel that way. Those that share the view I have, there's a lot of them too. They would feel more of this and then there'll be some in the middle. That's like, yeah, whatever. But my thought is, if you write it in such a way that all of the arrows, I guess, are pointing towards Leslie as the mastermind here, it's all coming down to the end. We're down to just a few people, and you find out, and they could have a scene where, and we're like right at the third act. We are like right there, getting there at the very, very late 3/4 in, and Sydney says, find something, or Sam finds something and says, oh my gosh, this isn't from Leslie Macher, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is from a Macher, but this isn't from Leslie. Which like, well, who else could it be from, dude? Okay, right in that moment. That suspense is going to level 10 because but they don't show it right away. They're just like, who could it be? And then they cut to another scene as they're getting towards that point of the reveal. And so at the finale, you reveal him then after thinking the whole movie it was Leslie in this scenario, right? Or someone else. It doesn't have to be. But I'm just saying, if we keep the Macher theme, we think it's Leslie, and we find out she's the red herring at the end of the day. Maybe she's not even involved with Stu. Either way. And then actually hear Stu now revealed in the third act. And I love that crazy bread, Carrie. That's awesome. So, yeah. So some people would say what we're talking about right now is crazy bread. I think it makes a lot of sense. So anyway, so that's the way I see it. So I think Fate, you're right. No matter what, if he comes back, some people will say it was a distraction. It took away. I think that will be the case. But I think there's going to be a lot of people that also are going to celebrate it and see, like, you know what? They pulled it off. I've always said this, though, and I'm the conductor of the Stu train. You all know that. I talk about it on my channel every live stream. But here's the thing. I even have said since day one, work, right? Oh, my gosh. For it to work.
You're having all kinds of technical difficulties.
Dude, there's like mics getting muted here, all kinds of stuff. Last thing I'll say, this is the last thing I'm going to say about Stu for this stream, is that I've always said, guys, okay, that it's totally melting down right now. Knight's got his glasses off. I mean, this is like, he's just like,
he got sick of our conversation. He just ends the live stream.
Here's the problem, though. If we start down the Stu train rail, we're gonna park it for like a half hour. It's just gonna happen. It doesn't matter because it's just what we do. Okay. So listen. Here's the last thing I'm gonna say. I have always said. Last thing I'll say is that it has to be written well. That's what I went back to earlier. Yep. Okay. Don't do it in a poor way. It could be done poorly. All right. I admit it could be done in a way that's horrible. I'm saying think it through carefully. Write it intelligently and write it in a cohesive manner. And build that suspense at the right time. You can't reveal Stu too early. You got to wait. It's got to be later. But you can leave breadcrumbs that lead you to think it's Stu because it's his sister. And you got these Macher trails, but it's not her. It's a total switcheroo at the end. So I leave it there, everyone. That's where I'm going to leave it for this stream. And that's my thought. So,
Crystal.
I just see Knight.
Thank you.
Just say like, all right, I'm over this. And just
hey.
No, that wasn't it, man. I literally.
I had to respond.
Hit the button.
Right?
No, you did, man. It totally. I wouldn't do that to you.
Can we have a thing like just preset night where it's like a bunch of people clapping when someone's going on for a long time and you can just hit that button at any point?
Yes.
That would be so funny.
we still need
yes.
that.
Oh, you got the air horn. The air horn and applause. We need applause. Yes.
Whenever
Well,
a
we do
Stu
have
fight,
something else. We do
We need
have
some
something
sound
else.
bites.
And Fate, I just want you to know this one's for you.
Oh, yes. Yes. Let's go.
I'll be there.
Come on, Knight.
I'll be there.
Now, see, back in the day, you'd have a lighter. So you had the lighter going. You know?
I know.
Yes.
Now it's our phones.
Oh my gosh.
This is
I-
crazy.
You know what we got to incorporate in here? We got to a Rick. We got to incorporate the Rick roll.
Yes.
We
Oh
should.
my god.
Just Rick roll people
man.
randomly.
just right in the middle of their
Oh
like
my
big speech
God.
or something.
Yeah, like
Yes.
when
man.
me and Craven are going back and forth. We're having a debate, and then like right when I'm about to say something, you just never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you
Let
up.
you down.
Never gonna let you down.
Run.
Banger, absolute banger.
Oh god.
Such a good song.
Thanks.
So good.
One of my favorite memes ever was it was literally an empty Jeopardy board, and it was like every single person that sees this meme knows exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And as soon as you look at it, you're like, I know you do. Like there's
And
no
none of the
way you-
letters are filled in, but it's never gonna give you up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It's like
no.
literally there's not one letter
Yeah.
on the board, and it's like solve. Like if you see this, you already know what it is. Solve the puzzle or whatever. And it's like
Oh
you see it
my
immediately. You're
God.
like, damn.
Damn
Like
it.
there's no clues, no nothing. You just
Got Rick
know.
You don't
rolled
even
and you
need
didn't
it.
even
Oh
know
my god.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, let me
All right.
also, since we're all off the rails, I'll make my announcement too.
Please.
pretty
Yes.
jacked about-
Yes.
about
Very
Sunday.
exciting announcement.
So, and this totally fell in my lap, which was really, really cool. But on Sunday, this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I got to find the thumbnail here. I'm going to have Miss Deborah Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Part 5
Nice.
on the channel for a live Q&A. It's going to be
Wow.
woohoo!
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yes.
Yeah. So anyway,
And hey, Knight, can I say something up real quick about this picture? Leave that picture up for a second. I just have to point out, do you guys see the guns? Do you see Hobbs and Shaw?
Not
Oh,
Knight
look
is
at those
swole.
guns.
Look at him. He is swole.
Dude.
Bro, look at those arms, man.
The best part
Dude.
is the gun show is free.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's
Wow. Forget
we
about
zoom in
Chad
on
Meeks,
that?
man.
What
Forget
is
about
going
Guns
on?
that.
out, guns out. That's,
You know,
man,
know,
you should
Chad
be living
Meeks-
in Texas, Knight, with all those guns.
Oh, you're right. Come on down to my state. Whoa, you're welcome here. I mean, Chad Meeks is talking about,
my God.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Knight's
I'm
over
like,
here.
forget
like,
about that,
The beach
man.
is that way. My cat
Bro.
is that way. If you see him, can you grab him for me?
Seriously.
He's just like,
Nice, man.
stretching.
He's all because he always keeps the guns hidden on the streams. You can't see him. I'm like, look at that picture.
right.
Wow.
That's because he doesn't want to embarrass us normal folk.
Right?
He's got these
Oh,
fucking,
stop.
he's just got these pythons over there.
I tell you what, man. All I know is I want to be on Knight's team. That's
Yeah,
all I know.
brother.
I want to be on his team.
Yeah, brother.
Uh,
Could you imagine
Fight
Knight just
stones,
pummeling you with his
brother.
big guns, talking to you in a smooth voice? I'm so
Oh.
sorry I have to do this. I wouldn't even be upset. I'd just be getting pummeled. Like,
Oh.
it's okay. Just keep talking.
I
He
know.
has
I know it
great.
hurts.
You have a great voice, Knight. You'd be
Yeah.
great to voice a killer in like a movie.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh,
am I
man.
getting onto something here with
Right?
Red Right Hand? I don't know. But hey, what day is your stream, by the way? What day is your stream? Knight?
It is good, and I will put this back up because I am not
Yes.
too proud to beg. It will be this Sunday on the Night Watch Zone. 5
Sunday,
p.m.
everybody.
This
Eastern
Sunday.
Time. Sunday,
miss it.
Sunday.
Sunday,
It'll be,
Sunday,
and
And
it'll
I
be
will
on the
have
Night Watch
the link.
Shown channel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do have the link in the description, and obviously it's on my channel as well. So yeah, it'd be great to see all of you guys there. And if you have any questions for Deborah Voorhees pertaining to Friday the 13th or the movie she directed, which was 13 Fanboy, which I actually enjoyed, a lot of old school Friday the 13th folks in it. But yeah, you can leave your question in the live chat that day, or you can leave it in the comments of my post about it, or whatever. It'd be a lot of fun. It really should. I'm psyched.
I'll be
Yeah,
there.
very
I can't
psyched.
wait.
Oh yeah.
I just want to say, Knight looks like the guy that would beat your ass and then sit with you after and explain to you why this was a life lesson. That's
I could see that.
you know, like, hey, did you learn your lesson? I'm really sorry I had to do that to you. But we all learned something today.
Yeah. Right?
Only my students get like that sometimes. They're like, "Oh, we gotta be good. We gotta be good." Yeah, you gotta be good. You know. So yeah.
It's like, you don't want this.
Yeah.
Craven, don't you have a shameless plug to plug in? Go get it, let it out. Let's do this.
Well,
Why we're here.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you I'm working on something here. It's 90% confirmed. So I guess I can share that. It's pretty high. So as of right now, it looks like next Friday, which is the 5th of March at 9 p.m. Central Time to midnight, I'm going to be hosting on my channel a live Screen 96 watch-along party with my very special guest, Nancy Ann Ritter, who I interviewed last week from The Girl in the Bathroom, from Scream. She's going to be coming along to watch the movie live with us on this stream. And I'm also inviting my brothers here in Lethal Collective are going to have the opportunity to come along and be guests with me and Nancy. We're all going to watch Scream. And I want all of you guys to be there. Please. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be a lot more fun with you guys there. It's going to be great. Well, the light chat will be banging. Right. We'll be watching it. We'll be doing a countdown. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, thank you guys for bringing that up. I appreciate it. I'll be making an official announcement on my channel this weekend once I hear back from Nancy, which should be any time now. So,
well, you have the thumbnail, too, for another special guest.
Oh, I do.
That was the one I was actually alluding to because you kind of confirmed
that slipped my mind, brother. Okay. This one is confirmed. All right, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
This is on March 11th, which is 2 weeks from today, actually. It's on my channel right now. I believe it's at 10. Yeah, it's 10 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to be having a live stream with Mike Vaughn, the voice of Brandon James from season 1 and 2 of Scream to the TV series. And I am very excited to have him on. We're going to be on for 90 minutes, and we're going to talk about the whole experience of doing the Brandon James voice. And and he does a lot of other stuff too. Tons of video games he's done voicing on. It's incredible. So anyway, yeah, he's going to be coming on the 11th. So I look forward to all you guys being there in 2 weeks for that. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a good time. So
nice.
Thank you, Faye.
Heck yeah.
Of course. I feel like I
see you later, Jack and Austin.
Say something, but I don't have anything special coming up. I'm just fate decided and watch my videos.
You are very special, brother. You're
That's
very
right,
special,
man.
Yes, you are.
You're super special to me.
He's like,
right?
Jake's my baby daddy.
It's so funny because Fade and Jake went from being these rivals, putting up shame videos on YouTube about each other, to now they're literally about to be married. They're like they're in love.
You know how it is. You pick on the one you love. You pick on them, and then you go home, and your parents are like, "Oh, they're just doing that because they like you." And then we realized, and then we both had this moment where it was like, "Are you doing it because you like me?" And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Me too." And then we smooched, and now
that's exactly how it went down.
Exactly, 100%.
Wow.
It was not any different from that. Yes.
Yeah.
So
it
bringing this whole stream to a wraparound. Yeah, it could not have been more exact than that. Bringing this whole stream to a wraparound, we started this with me and Fate's wedding, and now we're closing it with that.
See?
That's very
it's perfect. Look at that,
dude. It is totally perfect.
Beautiful.
Wow.
There's nothing more beautiful and honest than true love.
Truly.
And people spend their entire lives to find a love like me and Jake have. And
oh man,
we were lucky enough to find it.
Glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
And
Can you be my love?
Oh, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Now we won't bring up the OnlyFans sites. That OnlyFans stuff is just that's
OnlyFans coming soon. Me and
coming
Jake.
soon between these two. Yes,
Coming
Don't worry.
soon.
which I will not
Literally.
be subscribing to, though. I will tell you that will draw the line at the OnlyFans. Sorry.
If the
Steven's
Kickstarter
like,
is not
there are
successful,
lines that
that's
will
what I'm
not be
doing.
crossed.
Well, I can't cross that, dude. Oh man.
It's okay.
God. Oh man.
Who want
All right, man.
Roger L.
Wow.
Jackson? Oh yeah, that
Oh,
we
my
should
gosh.
get Roger L. Jackson to officiate the wedding.
That would be amazing.
That would
We
be
got to
awesome.
do that. I'll get on it.
Right.
Knight can be the DJ.
Right.
Craven could be the rain bearer. He can come and bring us the rains.
I can totally bring. I can bring you the ring of
bearer.
horror. Yes, that's right. I'm all over it, man.
Oh my.
We'll even get like custom
Too
like
funny, man.
fancy rings that say like yours could be like from the Lord of the Rings. And we'll just like
It'll say our YouTube channel names on it, not
There you go.
not our real names. It'll be like
we're starting a joint channel
Killjoy decided.
called
Killjoy
the Fate
decided.
it's called the Fate of Killjoy. That's what it's called. The Fate of Killjoy.
Oh
Fake
my
Jake.
gosh.
Fake
Dang.
Jake.
it's like that's the worst mix.
man.
We're
Fake-
joining our channels. Jake
Well,
decided.
I will tell you
Jake
one thing.
decided.
I have to interject just for a second.
Yes.
If Knight and I got in the same mood, Craven Some Night would be quite a channel name. I mean, if we were getting married, Craven Some Night. Oh boy, I don't know, man. You could go places with that, man.
That definitely is having an OnlyFans.
Craven
Some
the
Night.
fate of Jake
wow.
at night.
Oh, Craven Knights.
Oh.
Oh gosh, yes.
Wow.
Fate of Night.
That's what we
Jake.
should have named
really
this
going
channel.
all
What
the
are we
way.
doing? What
I
are we
know.
doing, guys? Oh, man.
Oh, we
Well,
won't talk about what the channel is
first
going
we
to
were
be
stuck on the
named.
initials.
Oh, man.
Knight was reading my mind.
No one's ever
Fake
gonna
Jake's
know.
over.
No one's ever gonna know.
No one's
Nope.
ever going to know.
No one's ever going to have a clue.
It's a
No
secret.
one's ever gonna know.
Wow. But I will
And it's
just
funny too because the first time we were doing a stream, I actually put that up as the title, but no one remembers that because we took it
Yeah,
down
nobody.
like after an hour or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Yes. That was the
Facts.
initial
Yep.
title that went up.
Yep.
And
Because it. Yep.
I just remember our
collective.
first conversations about this when we literally
Yes.
we were all together, and how much all of us just broke out in laughter, genuine laughter when we put it
Yeah.
all
with our
together.
first name.
Yeah.
When we came up with
Together.
our first name.
It was incredible. I just remember us dying.
We had
It was
to- we had to
oh my
change it.
gosh. We changed it, but it was one day, maybe down the road. One day.
It'll be a story to tell.
It
Yeah.
will
We'll
be.
see.
One day we'll
Yes.
tell the story. Or
It's
In
a
our
good
Craven
one.
the
exclusive
Knight sounds
interview.
Like the name of your OnlyFans. That's what
Hey.
I'm saying. Craven
Yeah.
the Knight is the sound of the OnlyFans.
Craven the Knight.
It'll just be shirtless pictures of Knight flexing. That's what it'll be.
hey, Jake, newsflash for you, Jake. Forget about your promo video, which by the way is masterfully done.
Thank
just
you.
put up a picture of a shirtless Knight, and you'll get your $5,000, bro. You don't even need to ask anybody.
I'd
Just
pay
say,
$5,000.
There you go.
Dude, let's make a shirtless Knight NFT.
Oh,
NFT.
dude.
Oh my god.
Wow.
There's a new tier
Wow,
on the
there you
Kickstarter.
go.
If you
Yes.
fund
Like
the
NFT.
whole thing, you get a shirtless picture of Knight, and that's it. That's all you get. You don't get any of the other cool things you
wow.
get from supporting it.
That's
You
like a-
just get that.
That's all you get.
That's it.
That's all you
Yeah.
get.
Oh,
If
man.
somebody donates,
Wow.
if somebody donates the entire amount to Jake, you'll get an hour phone call with the Night Watch Zone. Knight will just talk to you for an hour.
Anything.
Hour.
Oh,
Just-
dang. So what would you like to
Oh
talk about
my
tonight?
God.
No, it's just him talking. You just listen.
Yeah,
That's
he's
it.
That's
recording.
good,
He's doing a
Steven.
live
That's
stream.
good.
Yeah,
He's doing
it's
a live
just
stream while
literally,
it's
it's just
happening,
Knight talking about whatever he wants to talk about for an hour in his voice, and you're just sitting there, just like doing
I'll
whatever
be
you're
reading
doing
like
on the
Mother
other
Goose
line of that
stories or
phone.
something like that.
Oh, there you go.
Whatever
Hey.
you're gonna, whatever you're
Bro.
gonna. We should sell our sessions with Knight. Just talk. I'm telling you, we'll be rich.
That sounds so sketch.
We'll all fund our own.
Sell
movie.
our sessions.
Yeah,
Sell our
I'm
sessions.
setting that up tomorrow.
Bro, all you got to do is
Knight,
read
I'm
the
not even
Scream
asking
5
for your
script.
consent.
Read the Scream 5 script, man. Just start reading the script, and that's what just for an hour.
Start reading the scripts.
That'd be a
read the
great
script.
video,
There you
honestly.
go. Yeah.
Like I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Knight just reads 50 Shades of Facts.
Oh,
there you
man.
go.
50 Shades.
Tickets will be on sale next week. We're getting it on. Knight doesn't have a say. It's not like it's his voice.
Right?
It's just gonna happen. Right?
It's just gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
I'm just gonna Venmo you all the cash that I made, minus my 10%, of course. But,
Oh well.
you know,
Of course.
Of course.
you know.
Of course.
but Knight's gonna be like, "You raised $180,000." Like I'll be like, "Yep."
Whoa.
In
Man.
1 hour.
So Jake, what kind of a film could you make with a $100,000 budget, Jake? What do you
Oh
think,
my
man?
god, I would do something crazy, man. I would want to do something with I want to do a creature feature that's actually up to par with some actual Marvel movies and shit like that. I think that would be so cool to have a big release for a feature creature. We haven't had one of those in a while, I feel like. So that would do something along those lines.
How much money do you think you'd really need to make your ideal movie?
Probably $100,000 to $200,000. I wouldn't need any more than that, realistically. Yeah, I mean, with marketing, you'd probably need a little more, but just to actually make it, nah, I wouldn't. That's all I would need. I'm not a big scale kind of guy. I would want to do something a little more simple, and that's what I always simple and contained. I feel like those stories are the scariest. So I'd want to do something along those lines. So it wouldn't have that many actors, it wouldn't have that many settings. That's the kind of stories I like to write, at least.
Yeah.
So
Short and simple to the point.
Yeah.
Would it be a found footage? Would you ever make a
I
found
was gonna
footage?
say VHS
yes.
style.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't I wouldn't do if I was making a bunch of movies, I wouldn't make a bunch of them found. I would make one found footage movie and then move on to something else, because I feel like that just gets tiring.
Yeah.
Making movies like that. But yeah,
Creature feature. Huh?
yeah.
One
We
day
have
with
Black Lagoon, right?
we have an original idea in the works. We just want to have some notoriety first before we do that. So we're like, hey, let's make a fan film. There we go. So
Nice.
yeah.
Can't
Nice.
go wrong with that.
Anyone else have anything else to plug? I'm gonna take that as a no.
I don't think so.
No, okay. I'm just making sure we got everything out. I'm just making sure.
See, look, we already got somebody that'll pay for an hour session. Look at that.
There you go.
See?
Emma
Nice.
says
Thanks,
I'm
Emma.
ready for it. Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you,
Oh my gosh.
we got a full-fledged business.
We do. We can cut this into all kinds of stuff. Man.
Man.
Wow, we're all over
We've
the
got the-
place, man.
We got the filmmaking business with Jake. We've got the Only Us fans thing. We got the hotline going with Knight. I got to figure out something I would do, but we got all kinds of stuff going
If
on.
we start an OnlyFans, we have the production, we have the voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
So many good ideas getting thrown around tonight.
We are going to be
Right?
rich. I'm telling you. Man.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Did you guys watch
I have
Mary
not,
Me?
Alex. I've not seen that
No,
yet.
I haven't yet.
I still plan to. I just
Not
haven't
yet.
seen it yet.
Not yet.
I have so
Yeah.
many movie recommendations. Every time I go live, someone recommends me a new horror movie that multiple people will egg me on. They're like, "Oh, I've seen that. It's really good." And I'm like, "Okay, well, if this many people say it's good, I have to watch it." So I have I literally have a list in my notes right now of just all these movies people are recommending to me.
Niche,
So I'm trying to keep up. So
Right?
I have one last plug.
I know,
and we
man.
can
It's
end the
it's
stream.
difficult.
a lot
Okay.
of good
It is.
movies out there.
Yeah. It's true.
But my
Fake?
I said my last plug, and then we can end the stream, is to go donate to Jake's
Yes.
thing. Look
Please
out.
do.
We'll post.
Yeah.
Look out. The link will be in the description after this.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
be posting community posts every day.
Same.
Getting
Yep,
getting the word
me
out.
too.
And if you can do the
Me
same,
too.
even if you can't donate, share it. Share it on your social media.
Yeah.
Help him out. Help him out. We all want to see him be successful. We all want to see him, do this 90-minute film.
Absolutely.
What he was able to do with, what was it, 14 minutes
Like
with the
12
credits and
minutes
everything?
of-
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. So, imagine
Yeah,
what he could do with
I
90.
loved it.
So let's,
Yeah.
let's give him that opportunity. See what he
Yeah.
can create.
Thanks, guys.
so-
I really
And that's a good point. Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, this is the way it's supposed to be, or as they say
That's right.
on The Mandalorian, this is the way, right?
This is the way. This is the way
you
we're
made
going to do it on the collective.
You made a good point though, Fate. Like if everyone here can at least share it some way, somehow on their social media, that I mean, can you
Yes.
imagine how many people we could reach? So,
Mhm.
we
A
know you
lot.
guys love coming out and checking us out. I know you guys love Jake. We love Jake. This would be one of the best things that you could do to help support him is to,
That's right.
obviously pass the word around on your social medias. And it only takes a few minutes to do it, less than a few minutes to do that. And that would be
Yeah.
so cool. We'd really appreciate that. We really would.
Really would make a huge difference because everyone, if all of you, like we've got what 25, 30 people that are here still, if all of you went and put a social media post on Twitter or Instagram, that's already 30. Think about all the connections you each have on your social media. Look at all those eyes that potentially would never hear about it, and now they're going to get knowledge about this
Right.
Scream fan film. It's going to be new information, and now it's just spreading around. And so I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it, and that's something you can't do. Because look, I understand, times are tough for a lot of us, and so it may be difficult to donate financially right now, and that's totally fine. But if you can share it, that's free. It doesn't cost anything but just a few seconds to go share, click, send, and it's done. So that's a great point, Fate. You're right, and it helps. All of it helps. Because we've got 30 days. We're on a 30-day window for Jake. He's got 30 days. That's all it is. We've got to make it happen.
Yep.
So everything you do helps. So we appreciate it. And let's support Killjoy Jake. The
Yeah.
man.
Facts.
I appreciate
And
it, guys.
Kessler was saying, sharing sharing the videos on Facebook. Yeah, man. Wherever you
Yes.
guys can,
Yeah.
Yes.
Facebook, Twitter,
right.
Instagram, TikTok. It would be great, guys, because I mean, there should be no problem for us to do this and help Jake out. It really
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Absolutely. Easy peasy.
Absolutely.
You guys will not be disappointed. We have a really, really crazy idea for the movie too. So I really hope I can do it because oh my god, we've been talking about it for like a month now, and just some of the crazy stuff that's gonna happen. I'm so excited to film. So, yep.
Hey, before we
man.
go, I see Wayne saying Wes Craven's Deadly Friend. Okay, that's a movie that a lot of you may or may not. Of course, you guys are horror buffs, so you probably know the movie, but a lot of you may still not
Oh,
know what that
yeah.
movie is. Well, that is a little bit of a hidden kind of little gem
Little
that's like
gem.
from '84 that
Yep.
was a big budget studio. I believe it was Universal. I have to go back and look, but anyway, it was a major studio project for Wes. He was very excited. Unfortunately, just as it seems to be in Wes's history, studios mess with his stuff, and it drives me nuts. The
Right?
movie was supposed to be a lot different than the version that we have, but I won't make this a whole long rant about the movie, but I'm glad you brought that up, Wayne. 'Cause I never hear anyone say Deadly Friend when they talk about a Wes Craven movie. But it's a really good show. It's a really good story, and Christy Swanson is in it. It's like her first movie. You guys remember Christy Swanson?
Yes.
And
Yep.
it's her
Oh,
first
yeah.
movie, and
Oh,
man,
yeah.
she did a great job. And Wes has a thing about getting first actors their first movies. Johnny Depp and Christy Swanson, and so anyway, and Nev Campbell was her first major motion picture. I mean, there's so many, but anyway, that movie is
Yep.
a fun. If you guys want a fun old '80s horror kind of, it is horror, but there's a lot of other elements to it. It's a good story, as Wes's movies are. They're always usually really good stories. So it's fun, and you get to see
Absolutely.
someone's head explode. It's like the biggest. It's the
Right?
biggest special effect of the movie. Wes was really proud of it. He talked about it, and he said I spent a lot of money on this effect. It's practical effect the way they do it, but it's I'm not gonna say how it happens or who it is, or I'm not spoiling it, other than just saying someone in the movie literally is a head explosion. It's epic. So you should
Heck
check
yeah,
it out.
I've honestly never seen it, so I'll have to check that one out. Nice.
Yeah.
See, add that to your
It's
list.
an oldie
I'm
but goodie.
adding it right now. I'm adding it right now.
It's a long list, brother. A long
Yeah.
I
list.
literally have 2 pages. I have 2 pages of movies.
There you go. Nice. Very,
Yep.
very cool. All right, guys. Well, hey, for you guys in the chat, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. This was really fun. We were
Yes.
just kind of going off the rails. But once again, once we're done with, we will have the link for Jake in the description. And like we said, it'd be great for you guys to help out in any way that you can. And definitely by sharing it on your socials would be great. And you guys know us. We talk to a lot of you guys on Twitter, Instagram, anyway. So yeah, it'd be great, and we'll definitely be happy to see that if you could share it out. And Steven's got some great projects coming up. We'll talk more about these on Monday as well. I think that should be something that we try to do is keep people, up
In
on
the loop.
what we got going on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
In the loop.
Oh yeah.
In the loop. Absolutely.
In the loop, man.
And and on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be rocking some Friday the 13th on my channel. Check that out.
Absolutely.
I got the link in the description. So we really appreciate all you guys supporting us, supporting the Lethal Collective. We're moving and grooving. We're getting more views, more subs. So just keep it going, man. So
I want to say one more thing, real quick, if you don't mind. Is if you don't donate to Jake's thing, the Knight's going to choke you with his pythons. Okay, it's that simple.
You just stop.
Those are your options. Donate.
That sounds.
Those are the rules.
Really quick.
Or get choked up by Knight's pythons.
Yeah.
That sounds
That's
pretty.
the rules.
Pretty dirty there, Fate.
There it is.
Hey.
Yes. There we go.
Whatever we got to do to get you to your goal. Okay.
That's right. And
That's
Knight,
right.
can I make a request? And by the way, I'll be posting up on my channel as well a community post for Knight's thing on Sunday and Jake's and everything else. We'll keep it out in front and center. And I'll do that tonight. I'll get all that up tonight. But before we close, I know we're about to wrap. Before we do the final collective has spoken, can we hit I'll Be There one more time? That's a personal request. Can we hit it one more time before we go? Come on, man.
Sing us out.
Let's one more time. Hit it up. Pull it up.
You know we can.
Oh, yes. Here we go, guys.
Oh,
We need the Rick roll.
we really do.
There we go. Yes. Oh, yes. I needed that. I needed that. That was perfect to close it out, man. Right there. That is so good.
Thank you all for joining the live stream tonight.
Thank you,
guys.
We appreciate it.
I love it, Carrie. Hashtag I'll be there. Yes.
I'll be there.
Same.
We appreciate
This is
it.
fun, guys.
All right, we'll be catching you guys later, and don't forget we'll be back on Mondays for Q&A Monday. So
I'll actually be there.
Spoken.
Yay!
You
Yes,
will
it's an
be
hour
there.
early.
I will be there this time.
You'll
Yes.
be there.
That's right.
Oh yeah. No matter what they say, Jake will be there.
Steven, you good stuff, brother. That's good
Oh
stuff.
no!
Man.
Oh man! I gotta reel it in here. I gotta reel it in.
All right, guys. We will catch you guys later. Peace. The collective has spoken.
Bye, guys.